Yo, man, it's crazy. What's going on, man? It's nigga net news, man. Um, I'm still real new to this YouTube stuff. I was trying different angles and different ways to, I guess, gain an audience. You know, like everybody else, try to get a couple dollars off YouTube. You feel me? And I wasn't really sure what to do. I do know that God is leading me into a direction of just trying to reach people and talk to people, and you know, I guess finding other of his children that's going through similar things, and other of his children that the Holy Spirit is leading, and to the other of his children that he is guiding into truth, and that he's really setting free. And one of the things that I'm so glad that he set me free from was just being afraid, being always caring about what people think of me. Really can't, like, that's a real bondage, caring about what people think of you. And just the bondage of being in this fake thug tough image, this fake tough street image. That's another bondage and unnecessary heartache and foolishness that, especially as black males, we bring on ourselves. And I mean, it's enough blame to go around everywhere, from the way we was raised to gangster rap to our own selves. There's a lot of blame to go around, but eventually, we got to start, you know, breaking these images, and eventually we just got to start really telling the truth about about life, man, and about what's really real out here. Um, about what's really real, about what's really important. And the only thing that's really important is loving God with all our mind, with all our soul, with all our every being, and loving our neighbor as ourselves. And it seems like it's so simple. It's so simple, really, but it seemed like it's just so hard. Everybody's just walking around so frustrated and hurt, and nobody wants to be taken advantage of, and nobody wants to. Oh, I'm not a bitch, and it's just, I don't know, man. It's just foolishness, and I lived that way for so long, and I can't believe it took me 42 years to come to this conclusion that none of that stuff don't even matter. It don't matter. It don't matter what people think about you. Now I understand that I've done things to people that, through the grace and mercy of God, I'll be able to make amends for. But I'm not going to live in bondage to those people. I'm not going to live in bondage to condemnation. I'm not going to live in bondage to sin. You know, um, and I suspect that it's more of us, more of me out here like this. That's God is bringing into this truth, that refuse to live in bondage, that refuse to live in condemnation under sin, that refuse to live the way that they think that people perceive them, or even the way their parents perceive them, or siblings, or anybody, and not really living in the way that God says that we are, and who he says we are. Um, Without a doubt in my mind, these are the last days that we're in. I'm for sure of that. But I'm also for sure that God is doing a new thing in the earth. I know if you're a child of God, you could feel it. You could feel the new thing that God is doing in the earth, and it's just so beautiful. Lord, I love you so much. There's nobody on this world, on this earth, that I care, that I want to be connected to more than Jesus, than the Most High, my God. I don't want to be connected with nobody more than that. And I'm sorry for all the times that I did put people before you, and put things before you, put drugs before you, put women before you, put just everything, but you using you, Lord, to fulfill the whatever that I was looking for, the emptiness or the companionship or everything that I was looking for. I'm sorry for not just choosing you first. And it's so much easier to choose you first and to look towards you first, because you are love. You are you you are the ultimate. And even now, like even when I'm saying this out loud and stuff, it just sound. I'm well thinking about. Here we go again. Thinking about how might sound to other people's ears. It probably sound corny, but at the same time, I really, really don't care. I wish everybody had this freedom. I wish I could just explain this. It's a piece beyond any understanding. Like I really wish I could share this freedom with everybody. I wish everybody was living this free, and then maybe we wouldn't be going around trying to dominate each other so much and try to hurt each other so much. And just because somebody feel this way, that you think they're naive or you think they're goofy, like I don't know, man. It's just sick. It's just really sick the way we treat each other as human beings. And I, for one, I'm not going to live that way no more, man. And I, for one, I'm going to live the way that God tell me to live. And I'm going to do what God tell me to do. And that's the only thing that matters. That's the only thing that matters. I can't believe it took me all these years to really come to this conclusion. I really did have an idea to do a YouTube channel too, like criticizing who I think is a demonic celebrity, who is a Mason and all that stuff. But then I was like, dang, I don't know. If God leads me down that way to expose some people, then cool. You know what I mean? But I feel like even that's just a distraction and uh just another rabbit hole of foolishness, sitting back judging people and sitting back and pointing my finger at people. Oh, he's homosexual. Oh, he worships Baphomet. You know what? I understand if they got big influence and they may be misleading people, but if we leading our children in the light of Christ and we doing what we supposed to do, the people that's being misled is because they want to be misled. It's because the Bible said that God will cause them to believe a lie because they did not receive the love of the truth. If people don't receive the love of the truth, they're going to be misled. They're going to be under the Antichrist spirit because they're not receiving the love of the truth. Well, I received the love of the truth. I don't want nothing to do with the streets. You know what I mean? Um, it's things that I want to say, but I don't want to just say it just to be saying it. But I say this, like all that stuff that we be living for, the material goods, the street reputation, the trying to get the women or trying to get the men, if you're a woman or if, if you're gay or whatever, just all these things that we chase after, that's it's nothing. It don't mean nothing, yo. All of it is worthless, meaningless. It's foolishness, whatever you want to call it. Um, I want to try to make this one of my realest streams and one of my realest lives. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm still struggling with a lot of things right now. I was struggling with opioids. I was struggling with messing with them fentanyl pills, or sometimes even going right out and buying some dope. But everybody knows fentanyl now. And so I started going to the methadone clinic, and then at first I went and I realized I could lie about it not working, and they upped my dosage, but then it was making me, I was high, yo. I was too high, like itching and nodding more than any pill I got off the street lately. You know what I'm saying? So I had to buckle down and realize that, that's not what I want. And I got them to cut my dosage in half, but I really just want to be off of it. I really just want to have the courage and the strength to trust God that even the withdrawals that He's just going to take away from me. So I'm praying for that courage and that strength. And if anybody else out there is a child of God and is watching this, I ask that they stand in prayer with me for that courage and strength. You know, um, and I don't know, man. Just take it one day at a time. Just pleasing God, one day at a time, doing His will, one day at a time, and um, being obedient. I guess that's all I really want to say to y'all, man. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. And I love you, Lord. And I don't know if this is what you want me to do as far as making videos or whatever, but I'm just not going to live my life anymore, not being led by the Holy Spirit. And I suggest everybody, man, like, it's not coming from a place of, oh, I had a good life and, oh man, I'm from the suburbs. I'm from Philly, man. And I lived in a lot of places. You know what I'm saying? I lived in the suburbs, I lived in the city. I struggled. I've had money. You know what I mean? I just coming from a place of just knowing and seeing both sides and knowing that at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is loving God, doing His will, and loving my neighbor as myself. You know what I mean? Making that news. I'm signing off, man. I love y'all out there, man. Support me if you want to. Share this message, like it, spread it. You know what I mean? We're really looking for God's soldiers out here. Where y'all at? Where the real men at? Where the real women at? Where the real soldiers of God at? His real children. Peace, y'all.